Did you know that today only half of all Americans have their US passport? Now, you could be part of the adventurous few and also show your kids exactly what it means to live this fulfilled adult life. I am going to teach you today how to apply for your first passport so you can join us at our No Guilt Mom retreat in Cancun, Mexico. Hey, if you don't know me, I'm Joanne Crone. I'm the founder of No Guilt Mom. I'm also the mom of 2 kids, and I have traveled Europe, Australia, New Zealand. I am going to take you through this international travel of applying for a US passport. It is so easy, and I have some tips along the way because sometimes I run into a little bit of difficulty, but you are going to be able to benefit from all the trials and challenges that I have had. And if you're not subscribed to the No Guilt Mom channel, can I ask you to hit that subscribe button right there? It helps us reach more moms to then encourage them to leave their kids behind and go to Mexico. But honestly, you deserve a vacation, you deserve a retreat. So let's get this US passport application started, because I gotta tell you, the No Guilt Mom retreat in Cancun, it is going to be one of our best retreats ever. It is our 3rd retreat, and like past retreat attendees have said stuff like, it was the best decision I made all year. I can't believe I took my first solo trip and took time away from work and home to focus on myself. That was from Mallory, who attended our retreat in 2024. Let's get this started, because the Cancun retreat, oh my gosh, it is gonna be amazing. Here's the first thing you have to do. I have a link for you right down there in the info section with the link to the travel.state.gov site, specifically where you're going to apply for your US passport. You are going to go and click that button that says fill out your form. This form is a PDF. You can fill it out online, but here are some things to know before you fill this out. Number 1, you need to have your international travel information when you fill out this form, which means you need to go book your ticket right now so you can get all that stuff situated. Number 2, don't sign the form. That form is going to be signed in person at either a passport office or a post office or a library. We're gonna get to that step a little later. Number 3, after you fill out your form, check the processing times. This can be found also on the button of the page that I linked below. When I recently checked, routine times were between 4 to 6 weeks, and expedited was between 2 to 3 weeks. It changes all the time. I have to tell you, give yourself a lot of time, because you do not want that stress of getting that passport. When we applied to get passports for my kids right before we went to Europe a few years ago, we thought that the routine time would be enough, but we got closer and closer to the trip and it wasn't enough. It wasn't showing up. I had to call my congressman's office and get their help in contacting the passport office to then expedite our passports faster. And you know what? I didn't think that we would get them in time. They arrived 18 hours before we left the house. You do not need that stress in your life. So go and apply for your passport ASAP. Then after you check your processing time, go and see how much it's gonna cost you for your passport. Now you're gonna see 2 fees on that passport table that it gives you. You're gonna see the actual amount for the passport book, and then you're gonna see a processing fee. Those are 2 separate fees. And when I went last time, they made me pay with a checkbook, which honestly I had to dig out from the depths of our filing cabinet, but I had to write 2 separate checks, because one of those will go to the US passport office and one of those is going to go to the place that you are having your passport processed at. Your 3rd step is going to be to get your passport photo. Now, there are 3 ways to do this. First, some acceptance facilities will take your photo for you. I have never found one of these facilities in my area. That's really cool. The second way, which is what I have done, is go to your local CVS that still has passport services, or I find that these are also at UPS stores. They'll take your passport photo for you. And what is really, really great about taking them at those places is that they know all of the requirements. So they know how much room to give you above your head. They know the square that they have to crop you in, and they give you these perfectly printed square photos of yourself to submit with your passport. Now, I say this because it is an option to take your own photo, but Usually we have gotten passports denied in the past because something has been wrong with the photo. In this past occasion, luckily we didn't get the passport denied because CVS was actually able to tell us that you shouldn't wear white in your passport photo. Like, they don't allow it because it's a white background and you blend too easily in and you can't see the contrast. So there's a pro tip. Don't wear white to your passport photo, but go and get that passport photo taken. The next thing you're gonna need is a proof of US citizenship. Now, this is your birth certificate, and it has to be the one with the little foil stamp on the bottom. Now, you don't only need to bring that original, but you also need a photocopy of the front and back. This was also something that we didn't do for one of our passport appointments, because that little fine print, like if you're skimming through what you need, you don't see that you have to bring that copy. Now, what happened when we got our passport is that they offered to make a copy for us for 35 cents, but they also seemed really put out by making that copy. So bring that copy of your US citizenship. The next thing you need is a photo ID, typically a driver's license. Now, also bring a copy of your driver's license, because that also has to be submitted with your passport application. Again, fine print, didn't read that, had to take the copy for 35 cents, really put out and pissed off at me, passport application taker. Once you have all of that put together, you can then go to your appointment. Now, I recommend scheduling your appointment as soon as possible, because typically when I've looked in the past, appointments are hard to get. And then you go to your application appointment. You just present all of your materials. They'll ask you for the payment. You sign that form. Remember that form I told you not to sign? You sign that form right in front of them. They take it all, and your passport arrives in the mail, whatever routine processing time is going on then. And that's it. It's really, really simple. You'll get something like this right in the mail for you. And having a passport is one of the coolest things in the world to me. I didn't travel internationally when I was a kid, so I have to say that my passport is something that I hold dear now, and that I get the privilege to travel and the opportunity to travel as well. It is truly one of those gifts that keeps on giving, because the memories last forever for me. So now you have your passport in hand, and I'm going to see you in Cancun, right? I have all the information right down there for you. Remember, the best mom is a happy mom. You deserve this trip. Go get your passport. I'll talk to you later.